Welcome to Bodywork.
I know. You probably like, man, did Mike, turn over a new leaf and jump back on the Teofimo bandwagon? No. That does not prevent me from actually giving the young man his kudos, for all the accolades that he had in the past. It's just here he's been getting up under my skin lately with all this bananas and pajamas talk. I think he can cut that out. I think it's a better way, a more clever way, a more intelligent way that he could promote himself. However, I think it's been about a month ago, so maybe a month or two, I was reporting that him and Devin was, going to get ready to get it on. And I was saying that, hey, listen, this would be a way for Devin to get back in my good graces and show the world that he is about legacy, because, this fight with him and Teofimo Lopez has been lingering. It's going into the second division. It'll probably go into a third division if they don't decide to either go get off the pot and make this thing happen before it's too late and we never see the fight. So I was campaigning for Devin. I said, listen, man, somebody need to give Teofimo some help. You know what I'm saying? The kind of help that Charlie Murphy was talking about when they gave Rick James. Him and Eddie gave Rick James some help when he was going around putting his feet in everybody's couch. But I digress. Lately, Teofimo Lopez has been back on the prowl again. And he's making some bold claims. I came out and did a video recently talking about these job turkeys and what's going on and how this person is ducking that one, and how, in this era where nobody really wants to fight. And I would be remiss if I didn't talk about this, because this happened to take place in the division that I actually love and care about. It's probably my favorite division, the 140-pound division. I call it the Raw. I've been tracking it and putting stakes in the ground. And a lot of people say, oh, Mike, I see the hate in you. You're just a hater. And I'm like, no, listen. Those were the reports. And then I got confirmation after I did my video of what the details were, because my man Johnny Allison, salute to Johnny Allison, he was asking me about the details, and I didn't have any information about the details. I'm not one of them guys that come out and get it up front, and I don't have no inside sources. I just read the tea leaves, and I actually keep track of things, and I use common sense. Something that's really, really lacking in today's day and time when it comes to boxing conversations. And I came across this article in Seconds Out, and I want to go over it. Teofimo Lopez named the former undisputed champion who turned down millions to fight him. Picture by this article is by Kurt Ferguson on the 27th of November. Teofimo Lopez is in the market for his next opponent after losing his unified titles at lightweight in a shock upset against George Kamboses Jr. The 27-year-old moved up to 140 pounds, and after wins against Pedro Campa and Sandor Martin, beat former undisputed champion Josh Taylor to win the WBO world title. The victory over Scotland's Taylor matched the former Teo's previous career best against Vasily Lomachenko, and even despite two less than inspiring wins against Jermaine Ortiz and Steve Claggett, since fans are very keen to see what's next. The super lightweight division is packed full of talent, with the likes of Jose Valenzuela, Isaac Cruz, Ryan Garcia, though currently suspended, and Devin Haney, who beat Kamboses for Lopez's old belts to become undisputed at 135 pounds. Haney became WBC super lightweight champion when he moved up and could have at one stage faced Lopez in a unification. He instead fought Ryan Garcia, who won on the night but saw the result overturned due to failed doping tests. Haney requested to become champion in recess, giving up his belt and allowing Alberto Puello to win it. Lopez still wants to fight and recently took to social media to reveal that both Haney and Kamboses have turned down offers from his team. We sent reasonable offers to fight to both Team Haney and Team Kamboses. Both have declined. If you don't believe it, ask Top Rank and Bruce Tramler. You bums on that WITSEC. Ask how much they were set to earn. Lopez then disclosed the terms. Wow. $2.4 million guaranteed and a 55-45 split on pay-per-view shares. Haney recently made headlines for bringing legal action against Garcia. It is not yet known when he will return to the ring, and the same can be said for Lopez, who must resume with the search for a dance partner. Yikes! You know what I'm saying? He just spilled the beans, man. And my question was, you know, I gave my man Candy Slim all the benefit of the doubt, and I said, you know what, you're right. Teofimo Lopez is in some legal trouble, legal situation with Bob Arum. And a lot of people were campaigning or actually citing that the money was probably coming from Turkey, even though I think that Turkey is a big scapegoat for a lot of people in boxing right now when it comes down to having this imaginary bag. Because I'm going to continue to say, you name me a fight that Turkey has actually made where money was the deciding factor and Turkey put a little extra on it like Frank Martin and got the deal done. Nobody can ever answer that question. However, I give Turkey full salutes for the resurgence of the heavyweight division. So I was questioning whether or not Teofimo Lopez was capped. You know, I can cite 2 other times where Devin Haney actually, avoided him. But it kind of does make sense if he's saying, listen, go ask Bob Arum and Bruce. That's where the money's coming from. $2.4 million plus a guarantee plus a 55-45 split on the pay-per-views. Sounds great to me, especially when Devin Haney was allegedly pricing himself up, according to Liam Paro, at his title shot, the one that he released Subriel Matias for, at $4 million. When Eddie came out, who was supposedly Devin's right-hand man, and said that maybe you're $1 million fighter right now. I'm thinking a comfortable 2.4, and it fits the green print when it comes down to, the Mexican versus the black fighter, something that a lot of people always point fingers at Floyd and say that, that was his plan, which was the green print. It fits. So I don't know. I'm thinking that's very good money. I'm sure that would do pay-per-view numbers and everything, So if you take Turkey out of the equation and we look at the sheer possibility that Teofimo Lopez is probably telling the truth. The other time that I cited when Devin actually ducked Teofimo Lopez is when Teofimo Lopez was having one of his issues, and he was thinking about retiring. And Arnold Barbosa came out and said that him and Bill Haney had actually talked and everything was set for them two to actually fight for Teofimo's belt. But when Teofimo Lopez got wind of it and said, oh, you're going to try to fight for my belt? Well, I'm coming back. Devin Haney Pop Smoke and went the other way. He could have unified at the time after he beat Regis. He didn't do that. He could have fought Subriel Matias. He didn't do that. He could have fought Isaac Pitbull Cruz. He didn't do that. He went and played in the sandbox with Ryan, and I think that put his career on a different trajectory, because I don't really think that, all of the legacy talk, it sounds good, but it was clear that he was doing it for a bag, and he wasn't really a pay-per-view star at that point in time. Maybe they thought they could catch lightning in a bottle like Tank and Garcia, which is also part of the green print as well, but that didn't happen. Fight fell very short, and a lot of people will point to T.O. like, oh, he's never made $1 million. And, you remember the time when he came up to Eddie Hearn and he was talking about he won $20 million. I'm like, yeah, but that's negotiating in public. And if you take negotiating in public serious these days, then you'll be lost in the sauce, because nowadays these guys are encouraged to promote themselves out in the public. They'll say anything. They'll clout chase, they'll just stand and repeat and regurgitate and stalk somebody using their name, knowing that, especially when they're on Top Rank, there's a plan. And everybody knows the plans except the fans. Got you. Anyways, man, it's a sad state of affairs in boxing where we're clamoring for these fights, when the creme de la creme are not really trying to line it up. There's a lot of top flight security of the world, coming from these OnlyFans when they're trying to protect their fighters. And a lot of times they won't even give credence when somebody's actually vying to make the fights and people are not really wanting to make them. And they get sad when they actually have to choose an opponent that somebody might not know or somebody that's not as popular or in demand. it is what it is right now. As boxing fans, it's something we got to deal with, man. But I would love to get your comments and thoughts now that we actually have some numbers, we have some detail, you know, and this goes for Kamboses too. You know, the fact that he signed with Matchroom and that he moved up to 140 allegedly. You know, a lot of people were coming down on Teofimo Lopez for not wanting to get his revenge. You know, I was one of them as well. You know, I don't think that Kamboses has the dimensions for 40, and maybe this time around, Teofimo Lopez might do better, you know, in a fight, but he turned it down as well. So this is not just a dart thrown at Devin, you know, this is also a dart thrown at Kamboses. And so I have to put a point on the board for Teofimo Lopez, even though he's been getting on my nerves lately. And it is what it is. This is my division, and I got to put stakes in the ground when it comes down to what's going on and keep track of this. Somebody got to do it. Might as well be me. Remember, this is fact-based content, the alternative to opinion-based. You know, we keep things binary. What actually happens? Soccer balls going in goals and balls going in holes. We keep it real binary, man. Results, not all of the hoopla, not all of the drama, not all of the gossip, not all of the he say, she say. You know, we try to keep it right down the middle and try to keep track of the sign of the time. So in hindsight, when you look back, there's a record of events that actually led up to some of the things that's actually happening in boxing, man. And boxing is getting anemic, man. You know, it's getting kind of hard to watch and listen to the conversation around boxing, and our only guilty pleasure, whenever we can get it, is when people have the energy to actually not only call each other out, not only use social media to do their bidding, not only use content creators, but actually do the call out, sign or send a contract, make it through training camp, do a ring walk, and get in the ring. That's all we really have. That's our only guilty pleasure, and it's getting few and far between. I'm not gonna keep you long. I would just love for you to comment in my comment section what you think about this situation. How do you view this whole situation, man? Can you be honest as a fan and say that this is not duck activity? Because in my book, lab tests have confirmed that Devin Haney and George Kamboses are 100% ducks in this situation. You know, let me know in my comment section. Talk to me, I'll talk back. Thanks for choosing BodyWorkBoxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.